Education, I'd like to welcome you to the Patrick Henry Building, and most importantly, I'd invite you to stand and help me welcome our Governor, Glenn Youngkin. Please be seated. Sorry, that usually is his job to say, sorry, sir. Don't sit. All right, so there you go. What an exciting day to be together. Today is a day to celebrate education, which is always a good day when we get to do that, a day to celebrate generosity, and a day to celebrate partnership. And I want to say thank you to so many of you in the room that make this day possible and embody those three things for which I am eternally grateful. So thank you to all of you for making this possible. The Virginia Lottery and the work that you do every single day supports our students and supports our schools in ways that are just incredible. And you've been doing this for 25 years and to a tune of $13 billion. And I want to say thank you. The work that you do every day ensures that our schools, our teachers, and our students are supported and they have vibrant presence, but also even more important than that, vibrant futures. Because when we know our schools are strong and our students' futures are strong, Virginia wins. And that's what I know you all are about every day, is winning. So thank you to the lottery. And just to give you a sense of when we think about what it means to prepare students for success, and this is what you join us in as partners, it is preparing every single graduate of our K-12 schools to be ready for life. And that means preparing them to be productive members of our economy, to be informed and engaged citizens in our democracy, and to be engaged, thoughtful, and good neighbors in our communities. You all make that possible every day, and I thank you for that. So with heartfelt appreciation, I would like to invite Executive Director Jones to the stage to make a couple remarks about the work that he does every day and you all do every day. So thank you so much.
A lot of familiar faces. Thank you, Secretary Gadara, and thank you, Governor Youngkin, for inviting us here today. I know we had a bit of a venue change, and so this is just fantastic.
This is the Debbie alternative room.
I know that you go around the Commonwealth a lot to visit the agencies. We just decided we'd bring the agency to you today.
Perfect.
So we're gathered here today, as Secretary Gadara said, for a celebration of the work that this agency has done this year. But it's really the culmination of a lot of years of a lot of hard work and dedication by everyone in this room. And I'd like to acknowledge some people as groups before we get rolling. First of all of the lottery employees that came here today. There is a packed house of lottery employees, so thank you all for coming out and joining the celebration. And a special thanks to the leadership team that seated here on the front row. And then additionally, I'd like to thank the members of our lottery board, full of dedicated volunteer citizens who ensure that we're headed on the right path every single day. We spend a lot of checks. We give a lot of checks out during the course of the year, big ones that are rectangular polygons just like that one over there. But this one is extra special. It represents the culmination of the work that we've done. It represents monies to the K-12 public education in the Commonwealth. And it represents the brightness of the future that we all see for our school children. This is why we do our jobs every day. And with that, I'd like to get to the star of the show, which is this big check. Fiscal year ended June 30th, and we set a lot of records, some of which I'll go through briefly, but not before we get to the big announcement, the bigger reveal. The profit turnover to the Commonwealth this year, fiscal year 2024, is a record of $934 million. $934 million. This is noteworthy. This is noteworthy for a couple of reasons. Number one, this is the first year in the history of the lottery that we've gone over 900 million. But this year, 2024, has been a year of records. We saw record sales of $5.5 billion. That's a record. We saw record prizes to players. People forget that most of the money that we have comes out of the lottery, goes right back to players. $4.2 billion back to players. Record, yes, that's absolutely. Had record retail commissions of $142 million this year back to our retail partners who are the backbone of what the lottery does and will continue to be. And also, and this is a number I'm very proud of, we had record efficiency. Our expense ratio was 3.8%. That's the lowest in the history. So we're making more than we've ever made and doing it more efficiently than we've ever done it. So, and Governor Youngkin, before I turn it over to you for your remarks, I also want to acknowledge that success today is predicated on success that you built on in the past. And we have in the building one of the former lottery directors, current Secretary of the Commonwealth, Kelly G., who's standing right there, whose contributions in the beginning of this fiscal year allowed me to come up here and receive applause for big numbers. So I appreciate that. And with that, Governor Youngkin, I will turn it over to you. And the only thing I can promise is that we are endeavoring to make fiscal year 2025 even bigger, better, and greater than this year. And I thank you again very, very much. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Don't leave. Let's, while they're here, let's go over here and touch this check.
Yeah.
You guys jump up front. Come on. Come up here. We come up here. Awesome. Yeah, go in front of me, because otherwise I'm not going to see you. There we go. Come on, it's a big check. Obviously presented this big, but with this big, you don't even need the overdraft protection. No. Don't worry about it. That's good. I know you're good. It'll clear. Don't worry about it. Thank you all very much. That's a good confetti cannon. So, first of all, I just want to thank everybody for coming over today. And what a tremendous moment for us to celebrate. And we get to celebrate so many different things. First of all, we get to celebrate the passion of all of those lottery team members who so firmly believe in the mission. And the mission is real, which is to generate an extraordinary amount of money that supports K through 12 education in the Commonwealth of Virginia. That is just amazing. So thank you all for your passion and your commitment and your results, because results matter. But we also have a moment for us to celebrate this level of support for the top priority in the Commonwealth of Virginia, which is to make sure that Virginia's kids get the best education possible in order to prepare them to live in the best state in America, Virginia. And this is what it's all about. It's a win. It's a win for K through 12 education. It's a win for Virginia's families and Virginia's kids. It's a win for Virginia. And so thank you. Kelly, thank you for your leadership. I have to say that I know Secretary G did such a great job, and then you took the baton and ran. And so thank you for that. I want to thank Tony Russell for stepping in and playing the interim role, Tony. So thank you for doing that. There we go. Bless you. Bless you. Could our board stand up? And I just want everybody to see. So Chairman Hamid, thank you for all you do. I just so appreciate it. Vice Chair Cynthia Lawrence, thank you. Jonathan Comer, thank you. Orrin Gallup, thank you. And Adam Tolbert, thank you. You guys are just amazing. Thank you. Bless you. The reality, of course, is that there has been literally a legacy since 1988 of the lottery. And the lottery has been a massive contributor to education, just like Secretary Gadara shared with us. You left out the 0.6. It's $13.6 billion. And I know in the world of billions we leave off some of these rounding errors, but it's $600 million more. That's a lot. And at the end of the day, it is that level of support that is foundational for so many incredibly important elements that all get bunched together in K through 12 support and funding. But let me just back up real quick. The performance of this past year cannot be overstated. The 8.5% growth in profits, the reduction in the burden of expenses, the growth in iLottery, the partnership. Yes, the partnership with our retailers, this is just so important. The innovation that constantly is bringing different kinds of experiences to lottery participants. Yes, the support for gambling issues that comes out of the lottery as well. It is all part of an incredibly important ecosystem. And that delivers. And it also, as I said, delivers on some of the most important areas of funding for K through 12 education. And I'm just going to start with special education. It's an area that has, I think, been at the cornerstone of our emphasis during our administration in order to make huge progress. And I want to thank everybody in the Department of Education and Madam Secretary and your Secretariat who have made such a push so that we can, in fact, provide the resources that are needed for some of Virginia's most important students. But the career and technical education push has been huge. Foster care, the early reading interventionalists. I mean, come on, the bottom line is we want every child in Virginia, by the time they're in third grade, to be able to read at a proficient level. And when we can do that, and that's what the Virginia Literacy Act is all about, it transforms the future of these students in such a meaningfully impactful way. This is what today is about. And this is why I can't even contain my excitement. And I feel like one of those confetti cannons. Because that is what today is all about. I also want to recognize the fact that it is this kind of performance that underpins what has been now 3 years in a row of record funding for K through 12 education. And let's be clear, we needed to do this as a state. We needed to fund teacher salaries at an increasingly higher level. And the Thank a Teacher program that's supported through the lottery, but just the base foundational economics associated with 7% raises and 5% raises and now 2-3% raises in the budget, critically important for our teachers. The record funding to K through 12 has been more than just incremental moves. It has been a step function change in the way we support K through 12 education in the Commonwealth of Virginia. The record funding that's going into child care is a step function change in the way we support working families and particularly mothers in the Commonwealth of Virginia. All of this stands on a foundational cornerstone that is the lottery. And so today is so much more than a big check. It is all that will come from that big check that we get to see in motion. And that's why I do feel like a confetti cannon. This sentiment of the importance of education is not something new. It's something that's been at the foundation of this country. It's something that has been in the heart of our founding father, George Washington. And I'm constantly reminded by his immortal words that the best means of forming a virtuous and happy people will be found in the right education of youth. Could there be more powerful words that we are committed collectively to educating our youth? And I see all of the things that have been happening across the Commonwealth of Virginia, which collectively are so inspiring to the future. The top state for business, 10,000 startups, a record ranking in infrastructure, our veterans all recognizing how much we support and need them. Public safety partnering with communities in Operation Bold Blue Line and bringing down violent crime in the most violent cities across the Commonwealth of Virginia. the emphasis that we collectively have in looking forward, all underpinned by the giant strides we are making in education. You know, I'm a results-oriented person, and I do believe that rankings are really important, but results matter most. And when I see a record number of Virginians working, a record number, almost 260,000 more people today than just 2.5 years ago, and then I see us ranked in CNBC as having the #1 educational system in America, I'm reminded that one leads to the other. That in fact, when we have an extraordinary education system that prepares our Virginia youth for an unbridled opportunity, an unbridled moment where they can chase their dreams, and as we work to prepare them to have expectations of excellence for every single child in Virginia, and that is followed by unlimited opportunity, then Virginia truly becomes the gateway to prosperity. That is so exciting. And so let me finish where I started. Thank you. Thank you for the amazing work that all of you do to underpin that virtuous cycle that I just described, that starts with providing and supporting and enabling futures of the most important Virginians, the young ones. And so may God bless you, and may He constantly keep in our hearts the service that all of you provide to each other. And Khalid, I'm sorry to say this, but you understand that when we hit goals and set records, it only raises the expectations for next year. And so I know it's a big stretch, but I would sure like to see one more zero on that check next year. God bless you all, and thank you.